I fell in love with someone once, and that was a beautiful experience. But what happens when that person doesn't feel the same way about you? Whew! It's very painful. Heartache and heartbreak is one of the most painful things. And for me, that was the first time I actually had fallen in love with someone. And once I had found out that that person didn't feel the same way about me, I just sank down into this place of complete sadness. I mean, for months and for months and months, my friends would call and I wasn't the same person that I was. I just didn't really want to see people. And I was just kind of in my own world, just going through whatever this was. Someone reached out, in fact, and had told me and said, Zynara, it looks like you're mourning. And when I heard that, I was like, am I? When you're surrounded by that, you just can't even tell that you're in this mourning phase. And for me, that question, that remark about mourning, I had asked myself, what was it that I was mourning? I mean, I knew I was sad about this situation and about this person, but there was this deep heaviness that I could not understand. And so I would sit in this pain because, these spiritual leaders and people that I admired, they would tell you, in order to get through whatever challenge you're going through, don't run away from it. Sit with the pain. And so here I am doing the work, right? I'm doing the work. I'm sitting every night with myself. I'm like sitting in this pain. I'm like, please tell me, what is this about? What is this? Why am I sitting in so much pain? And then I went hiking with a friend one day, and she had asked me, Zynara, I know you're sitting in this pain. And pain is so important because it's one of our greatest teachers. But when you sit with this pain, are you asking yourself the right question? And I said, what do you mean? Like, aren't you just supposed to sit in the pain? Aren't you supposed to just cry and just let it through? She said, yeah, but what if you had asked yourself this? What if you ask yourself, what is your truth? What is my truth? Show me my truth. What is it? And when she had asked me that question, for some reason I felt this shockwave through my body, and it really resonated with me because I had felt this charge, this surge of emotion, just even thinking about asking myself that question. And I also had felt this sense of peace and insight that would have come through, and I hadn't even asked myself the question yet, so I knew that there was something really special with this question. So I did just that. I took one night when I was in this deep pain again, thinking about this person, and I decided to sit with myself. I sat in the pain, and I asked myself, show me my truth. What is my truth? And instantly, what came through was, I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. And when I realized that that was my truth in that moment, I started crying. I let all these tears come through. Because in that moment, I had realized that that was this old story about myself. It wasn't even about this person anymore. What was so painful was this old story was something I'd been carrying with myself for so many years in my life. And that was so painful. At the same time, it was extremely freeing because I knew that I was no longer my old story. I knew that that wasn't it. But I had never acknowledged what my old story was. And so I ask you to think about that person or that situation. What is it in your life that you're currently holding on to? What is your old story? What is your truth? Because once you're able to identify what that is and acknowledge that, everything opens up for you. Everything. My life now, I no longer live in my old story. And it's only because I arrived at that point of finding what that is. And that's all you're asked to do, is to acknowledge what it is that you've been holding on to and setting that free.